I'm now joined by the amazing Reagan Nevels, motivational speaker and author of two books, Why Wait the Time Is Now and Vision Collision. How's your day going so far, Reagan?
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. First of all, let me say that. But my day was going really good today. I've been able to, ever since like school ended and summer started, I've been able to really focus on my business, and I'm excited about that. And I'm ready to do some traveling this year because I know we're getting out of COVID and stuff. Yeah, we do. We still need to be careful, but I'm ready to leave my home, leave my hometown, and go
Yeah,
see something. So, in short, my day has been really good, and I'm inspired by summer. How is yours?
my day's been going great. I'm at a tennis camp right now. I'm trying to get more exercise in, trying to go to the gym more. So that's been pretty good. And I totally agree. As much as I love learning, I think summer is a good break and letting you actually
Right.
be able to focus, do things other than school, and be able to like fully choose what you do all the time. All right, I'm super excited though for this interview. I got a couple questions prepared for you, but chances are we're probably going to go off a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. You ready for this, Reagan?
Yes, sounds good. I'm excited.
First of all, let's talk about your very first book, I believe, called Vision Collision. You released that book when you were 12 years old, and that was a couple years ago.
Yes, I am 15 now.
So 3 years ago, you released this book called Vision Collision. Now, first of all, real quick, how would you describe that book? In a sentence or two.
Well, the full name is Vision Collision Think Right, Believe and Achieve, and I just basically think of it as a tool guide to help you bring your dreams to a reality.
Perfect. Now, the title or part of the title is Vision Collision. And so, one would assume that a lot of the books about kind of using the concept of vision to make you successful. First of all, why is vision so important
Mhm.
for today's young entrepreneurs?
I feel like vision is important because all ideas start in your mind. Like, it doesn't matter if you see
Yeah.
something or if it originates in your mind, you start with a vision. And a lot of young people nowadays, people in general, have visions that they
Yeah.
never bring to light because they feel as though they don't have the tools or the skill set to accomplish it. When every human being on this world has the one tool that they need, which is their mind, and that is their
Yeah.
skill set. So I feel like vision is so important because that's something that, like I said, every human being on this world can do. And with that vision, you can change the entire world. And I just feel like that's very important to let people know, especially our generation, because our generation is so smart. Like my little sister,
Yeah.
she's only 7 years old. And when she was like 4, she already had figured out the passwords to all of my devices. She knew how to get on Netflix and create Google accounts. I was like, oh my gosh, how in the
Yeah.
world? So we're just like so smart and full of so many capabilities. And I just feel like we have so much potential locked within us. And I want to be the person to be able to help unlock that for everyone and just to make our world better. And I feel like vision is definitely the top of that.
So it's kind of like a filter, if you get what I mean. To like we have the end product, right, which is I don't know, people want respect, money, even, but that comes from um, doing something, starting a business. I don't know,
Mhm.
creating a YouTube channel, creating a nonprofit, and then that comes
Mhm.
from though your mind, and that comes from your vision. Would that kind of make sense?
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. What were you saying at the end?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a filter, right? So we have like the end product, which is, whatever you're doing it for, whether it's to um, change the world in some way, whether it's to gain respect in some way, whether it's to create a memory of yourself. But that comes from
Right.
doing something, whether it's, creating a nonprofit, starting a business, um, even, starting a YouTube channel. That comes from
Right.
your mind wanting to do it, and that comes from the vision kind of filtering out. Would you
Yeah.
agree with that kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
All right. So your book Vision Closure, you kind of broken it up into 5 chapters, I believe. And your first chapter
Mhm.
is really simple into what vision actually is, because it's really an abstract concept. So what's your definition of vision that you use in this book?
I think that the definition that I use, I got it off of Webster's dictionary, I believe. So I don't know like what the exact definition is, but I feel like it's your perception is your vision. Your perception is your vision. So your perception of your dreams, of your goals is your perception. That's your vision. So I think actually I'm repeating myself, but I'm pretty sure it's probably just like your perception, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
Your
sense.
view. Your view, yes.
Yeah. And I think that was an important thing to start off with, because vision can mean so many things, right? Like vision can mean
Yeah,
what's your vision into like what's your vision for the future, or,
right.
what's your vision into how good your eyesight is, right? Like there's so many definitions. So I think that's important. So vision in this interview and in your book is about the filter in which you see things, the filter in which you think, right?
Yes.
All right.
And it's like not just like your perception of the world, but like what you have inside of your
Yeah.
mind and things that you want to bring to light, just to clarify a little bit. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And now pretend I'm the reader of the book. I have my, I don't know if that's the right wording, but I have the vision, right? Now, what's my next step?
Mhm.
You talk about a vision board?
Yes, creating a vision board. I think, like we were talking about before, this generation has so many visions, so many ideas, so many dreams and goals that they could be out in the world achieving, but everything is like stuck in their mind.
Yeah.
So my motto is, or not motto, but what I think that we should do next is to take those visions and put them on a piece of paper and then hang it up in a place that you see every day. That way you can be constantly reminded of the life that you have a desire to live, of the dreams that you want to bring to your reality.
And vision boards. I know that my younger sister did a vision board. My mom does vision boarding, but
Mhm.
I've always wanted to, but it's never been like my type of personality to like have the pictures and make it really
Mhm.
artistic. So, can a vision board be like anything? Can it be like just writing lists on the wall, or should it be something more of a visual with pictures and nicer like fonts and stuff?
Honestly, like not everybody is artistic. Some
Yeah,
artists may like want to create a whole masterpiece, but some people that are more digital may just want to like put it on a list, and
yeah.
that's perfectly fine. The key word is vision. So whatever you create, it's something that you can look at and want to bring those visions to reality. It's something that you can look at and be immediately inspired to do those things. So as long as you have that lasting effect of inspiration and motivation to accomplish those dreams and goals, it doesn't matter if you put a whole bunch of dots or lotion
Yeah.
thrown all over the paper. As long as it inspires you to accomplish those dreams and goals, I think is important. But I know one thing that I like to do is to create digital vision boards, because this generation uses their
Yeah.
phones and iPads and computers and desktop, and that's pretty much how we like are in the world now, especially with COVID. Everything is virtual now, so you're always on a
Mhm.
device or an electronic. So I create my vision boards electronically and I
Hmm.
put them on my home screens of all my devices. I'm actually like in the middle of changing it. So that's very exciting. But it's on like the my home screen of all of my stuff. And every single time I go on my phone or check a text message or need to go on Instagram or something, I see that vision board and
Yeah.
I'm inspired to accomplish those dreams and goals. So that's one thing that I learned. And my mom actually taught me. She created a digital vision board during quarantine and she's out accomplishing those dreams and goals. So I kind of like took that method from her. But I would definitely recommend that for all of our generation and beyond. And even
Mhm.
some adults that just don't feel like writing anything out or you're not an
Yeah.
artist, create a digital one. Go on Canva. It's free and take a screenshot and put it on your home screen.
And if you don't mind me asking, what's on your current home screen vision board? Like, how is it formatted? Is there a giant picture? Is it just words?
No, it's a collage of all the different like my dream life. I am really into manifesting
Mhm.
how I want my life to be. Right now, there's a certain object that's on there, which is my car. If you all don't know, I'm going to be turning 16 in
Mhm.
September. So I'm really looking forward to getting that car. And I'm excited for it because I will be able to drive. It's like a whole new level of freedom and
Yeah.
responsibility. So that's like the biggest thing in the center of my vision board is my car because I want to be able to get that myself. And just around it is cars that I want, audiences or whatchamacallit, not audiences, but like theaters that I want to be able to speak in and the
Mhm.
audience size that I want to be able to speak in front of and motivational speakers that I want to be able to shake their hand and
Yeah.
meet personally. Private jets. I mean, I just love that luxury
Mhm.
lifestyle and I love being able to manifest my future life on my phone. I have a Rolls Royce on there
Nice.
because I want to be able to purchase a Rolls Royce. And I just have so many different things. I'm always switching it out because my mind is constantly going. And
Yeah.
every single time I do that, or every single time I'm on my phone and I see the vision board, I'm motivated to add something else on there because I just want my life to be more and more. And it's going to be that because I'm manifesting it every single time I look at my home screen. So it's definitely very effective. But the biggest thing on there right now is my car.
Definitely. So here's a quick tip for everyone at home, right from Reagan. Use digital vision boards. And you could do this through a screenshot, or you could do something like a home screen widget, like where you have the
Yeah,
little widgets and a little image there. But moral of the story, it's so easy to create a vision board. So why not do it? All right. I'm going to be doing this right after this, by
right.
the way, creating a vision board. So I got my
Yay!
vision board, Reagan. What's next?
Vision board. Okay, so after you get your vision board, it's time to bring it down. So, by what I mean by that is like there's so many dreams and goals that a person can
Yeah.
have, especially our generation. My generation, our generation is my
Mhm.
audience. So if you hear me referring to that, I'm talking to my audience. It's kind of become a habit. But what was I saying? Oh, it's time to bring it down. We have so many
Mhm.
dreams and goals that we have a desire to accomplish. But that is the book, Vision Collision. So we must find a way in order to accomplish all those dreams and goals and like kind of collide them together. So let me give you an example because I know I am speaking absolute nonsense. So I love to speak and I love to be a
Mhm.
motivational speaker and I love to sing. So I start singing songs that are motivational. And that way I am able to achieve
Both
both
things.
those
Yeah.
dreams. So if you find something that you love to do or you have so many things that you love to do, try to find a way to like bring it down and collide them and make something bigger out of it. Now a lot of people are asking me, they're like, wait a minute, Reagan, you sing too? And people are just, there's more audiences that are motivated because some people respond to music better, some people respond to speaking better, some people respond to my books better. And there's just so many different audiences that I can reach out to and that respond to my message. And like I said, there's so many different methods, but they all get the message because I decided to bring it down and collide my visions in a successful manner.
Definitely. That makes a lot of sense. And kind of just yeah, like grouping them together because you can kill two birds with one stone, right? If you want to have I don't know, if you want to be a entrepreneur and you also want to be a motivational speaker, then why not combine them? Maybe start a company, but also go about talking to kids about being entrepreneurs, or if you're an adult, talking to other adults, maybe a parent who's similar to you, talking to them about being an entrepreneur. That makes a lot of sense, though, and just
Yeah, and
colliding them.
especially since our generation is so
Yeah,
creative, we have so many things that we can like come up with to inspire each
yeah,
other, to inspire adults, to inspire the upcoming generation. Like we are so creative. The things that I hear my little brother and my little siblings, 'cause I'm the oldest of four. The things that I hear them coming up with, and we're literally only a few years apart. I mean, it's just like
yeah,
flabbergasting. And I'm like, oh my goodness, these are $1 million ideas coming out of 6 and 7 and 8
yeah,
year olds' mouths. So there's like, you can make $1 million
yeah.
from that. So our generation is just so far beyond their years and just like so ready to like accomplish their dreams and goals when they don't realize it. But yeah, collide them, create good ideas, and make some money and inspire. I mean, it's just such a great life that I am so excited to live, which is why I'm manifesting it every day on my home screen.
Definitely. I don't know if you ever heard this. Sarah Bleakley, founder of Spinx, I think, she said
Yes,
every person has at least $1 million idea, maybe even $1 billion
yes,
idea. And
I
that's the
heard
first thing I
that.
thought of
Yes.
when you said what you just said. And I think now most
Mhm.
kids have $1 million idea, maybe even $1 billion idea, even before, say,
Right.
age 10. And the hardest part,
Mhm.
though, is you have the idea, you can see towards the end of you created your idea and you executed it perfectly, and now you're rich and
Mhm.
famous, whatever. But the hardest part still is taking that first step. So Reagan, what are your tips on
Right.
just, stopping stopping the stopping the being a entrepreneur and finally being an entrepreneur?
Well, I definitely think that your mind can be your greatest asset, but it can also be your worst nightmare too. Because while a lot of people come up with billion-dollar ideas, they then talk those billion-dollar ideas into is just almost it's the air in my hands as if it were nothing.
Yeah.
Because fear comes in the way and hate comes in the
Mhm.
way and people bringing them down comes in the way because they're afraid. But I want to encourage each and every one of you, don't be afraid because you have million, billion,
Yeah.
trillion, gazillion dollar ideas in your mind. Don't be scared. Now, yes, it is going to be a journey. I did a video on that today. It's going to be a journey. There are going to be obstacles that
Yeah.
you are going to have to push through. You cannot go around them. You cannot go over them. You cannot go under them, but you must go through them because that's what
Mhm.
builds you and makes you a stronger person and ready for that success and ready for
Yeah.
that life that you are building for yourself. So you must go through those obstacles. You must go through those hardships. You must go through that negativity because on the other side, you will have everything and more of whatever you have a desire to accomplish because you went through and you are a stronger person because of it. So don't shut that down. Don't let your mind be your greatest enemy, but let it
Yeah.
be your greatest asset. Think about those ideas that you have a desire to do. Think about those dreams that you have a desire to accomplish. Think about the reality that you have a desire to have and do it. Do something about it. Don't just sit at
Mhm.
home and live the normal life and just like go to school and go to work. And yes, those things are important. Do those things. I'm not downing those. I'm just saying
Yeah.
don't just do that. Accomplish the dreams and goals that you have a desire to accomplish too. So I found that one thing that helps is finding mentors, people that are constantly pouring into you, and your atmosphere matters too. The people around you. You can't be trying to
Yeah.
go up if the people around you are trying to pull
Yeah.
you down. So you must get with people that are trying to push each other up, and you all go up. Because if you're trying to stay motivated and these people over here are trying to unmotivate you, then it's just like canceling
Yeah.
each other out and it's not really working. You're colliding in a successful way. So all these different things have like different purposes, but they're all very important. Believe in yourself, do it, accomplish it, take action, and surround yourself with a good environment because those people, you don't understand how much people
Yeah.
help. Like we are human beings and what we've learned from quarantine, we cannot be away from them. And when you have a group, when you have support, it just like helps almost like 40 or
Yeah.
50% of the journey and it helps you get through like 50 or 60% of those obstacles. And so yeah, all those things matter. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm super glad you said that, Reagan. And while you were talking, all those things that you're talking about reminded me of two quotes or moments. I've been watching a lot of Gary V. Gary V. New York
Mhm.
Jets fan.
Yeah, I know.
And the first thing you talked
Hmm.
about was about not having that fear of whatever you're fearful of. And I was watching this video from Gary Vee
Yeah.
where he talked about that. And basically what he said, in a much more friendly way, was don't be afraid to mess up because most people are afraid not messing up, but of what people think of them messing up. And so if you just fail
Right.
so much that people think you're terrible, then it's great because they can only ever think of you better. right? Like if you keep failing 100 times, or quote unquote
Right.
failing 100 times, then people think so, I guess, little of you that you could do anything, and people will start thinking more of you. And that was my
Exactly.
first thought. And then on the second thought was the quotes, "You are the average of the 5 or 10 people that you're around." About
Yeah.
pulling people up, or everyone pulling each other up. So those were the two thoughts that kind of came into my mind as you were talking about those.
Hmm.
But you ready to talk about your second book? Why wait? Your time is now.
Yes, yes, I'm very happy and excited. Let's get
All
into it.
right. So your first book, you covered vision collision, everything that we just talked about for the past 20 minutes, finding your vision board, colliding your different visions together, and taking that first step. And now, your new book, or your relatively new book, Why I Bet Your Time Is Now, what's that one about?
Well, I really wanted to make it applicable to all ages, just like Vision Collision was. So it's literally in the title. Why wait? Your time is now. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. I say it's an extension of Vision Collision, Think Right, Believe and Achieve, because it still deals with the same four-step process. It's just a different take. Vision Collision is encouraging you to accomplish those dreams and goals, while Why Wait is encouraging you not to
Mhm.
procrastinate and to take action. So that's just a little bit about what it's about.
So it's kind of like that, like the fourth part of the second, of the first book, right? It's
Yeah,
kind of like,
yeah,
because the first book it had.
mhm,
Yeah, that makes sense, and that was a good choice, because that's arguably, I think, one of the most difficult parts
mhm,
of the first book. So, first of all, think, write, believe, achieve. That's your four-step process to not procrastinating and turning your vision into success.
yeah.
First of all, think. Tell me about why thinking is so important to not procrastinating.
Well, I actually want to say think slash speak. Keep in mind, I was 11 years old when I wrote this book, so my mind
Yeah.
has matured a little bit. But I want to say think slash speak because I feel like both of those things are important. I'm colliding those
Mhm.
words together to have a more successful outcome. But think is important. I know we touched on this before, so I'll just go through it briefly. But thinking is important because like we said, everybody has $1 million ideas in your head. You
Yep.
just have to figure out what they are. Like it's literally right in front of your face, something that you go to bed thinking about, something that you wake up thinking about, something that you just like sit and daydream about, the life that you have a desire to have. It's all in your mind. And yeah, that's why thinking is important because we all have $1 million ideas that we just need to bring to light in order to live that reality. And I
Mhm.
say speak because speaking is definitely important too. Like affirmations, I have a whole I don't think it's a whole chapter, but I think it's an entire section in one of the chapters of Why
Yep.
Wait Your Time Is Now. It's like 2 or 3 pages of just affirmations. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. Because affirmations and speaking the dreams and goals that you have desire to accomplish are so very important. It's
Mhm.
not, don't just like keep it trapped in your mind. That's why as soon as think was over, I went to write. That way we could get it out of our heads. But another thing that doesn't require any tools besides your voice or just like speaking it out is affirmations. So speaking is
Yep.
definitely important to think slash speak.
So it all starts with thinking slash speaking.
Yes.
And then we're going to write.
Yes.
Why is write important?
Writing is important because, like I just said, we need to get it out of our heads. We need to write it down and be able to see it in front of us and see that we have the power within ourselves to bring something that once was just an idea into something materialistic, into
Yep.
something tangible. And once we see how much power that we have, like within us, like, oh my gosh, it may seem so little, but I promise you, the littlest things
Yeah.
are the ones that are the $1 billion ideas. Um, but basically just saying that you can do anything and it's kind of like a self encouragement, but it's also just being able to like see what you have a desire to do and not just think about it because I think the average human being has about 70 to 80,000 thoughts per day. So
Mhm.
eventually one of those $1 million ideas or a lot of those $1 million ideas are going to be pushed out of your head. And I know for example, I've had so many of those and I don't remember them because I never wrote them
Yeah.
down. So I feel like writing them down is very important because we are human and we forget
Mhm.
sometimes. I am
Yeah.
a candidate for forgetting. My mother can tell you I forget stuff all the time, all the time. But writing it down is very important. So that's why I included that as a step.
All right, so we've thought of the idea. Now we're making sure we don't forget the idea. We're also making sure we're a lot more accountable
Hmm.
by writing it down,
Yeah.
whether it's on your notes app or whether it's on a piece of paper. And next we have believe. And I think this might go hand in hand with the affirmations. But why is belief the third step?
Well, with belief, you must believe that you can do it. I say all the time, you can have your mom believing in you, you can have your dad believing in you, you could have the whole world behind you, backing you up on something that you have a desire to do. But if you don't believe in yourself, then none of those people matter because you're the
Yeah.
only person that can get out of your own self's way to finally get up and unlock the potential within you and say, okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to accomplish this dream and goal. Like a lot of people that have become successful, some of them don't have families. And it's very unfortunate, but some of them don't have families. Some of them didn't have people that were backing them up. Some of them were so
Yeah.
different to where their families didn't accept it and they just completely backed away, which is why they were so great because they saw that and they believed in themselves. And that's the one
Mhm.
thing that matters, believing in yourself and believing that you can accomplish your dreams and goals and that you can do whatever you have a desire to do because you are you and you have million and billion dollar ideas. That seems like the topic tonight, billion
Yeah.
dollar ideas. But yeah, you must believe in yourself. And even if you don't have other people believing in you, you must believe in yourself. Even if you have the whole world believing in you, you must believe in yourself in order to accomplish your dreams and goals. So that's why I included that step as well.
Definitely. And it all goes back to the very first thing you talked about, which is the power of your mind, right? And if you don't believe that you can do it, then you probably won't, whether or not you think you can or you think you can't. You're right.
Exactly.
And the fourth step, right? We got think, right, believe. Lastly, achieve. Let's
Yeah.
finish it up. Reagan, what is achieve?
Well, achieve is actually the step on taking action. So, one thing that I say all the time is how you can sit down and think. You can lay in the bed and write. You can go eat some snacks and believe, but you must get up and take action in order to achieve. So, I think also, like we were talking about, a lot of people have these million dollar ideas and they're just sitting at home with them inside their
Yeah.
minds when you could be like, not even necessarily like out of your house achieving. COVID has made things virtual now. So you can just open up your
Yeah.
laptop and start working and start accomplishing your dreams and goals via the internet. There are so many different sources that we have nowadays in order to achieve our dreams and goals. So there is no excuse. And I feel like honestly, that's almost kind of like, okay, well, these dreams and goals, we're going to have to achieve them at some point, right? But no, you need to see it. We need to see what exactly we need to do. And we need to know that we need to achieve this dream and goal and that it's not just going to come to pass if we write it down on a piece of paper or if we believe in ourselves. And it's almost like these steps cannot go without each other because you must think, you must write, you must believe, and you must achieve in order to accomplish your dreams and goals. And I know over the years, so many people have had like different concepts or different variations of think, write, believe, and achieve. Think slash speak, right? Believe and achieve. But this is what I found has personally worked for me and what so many people have told me that has personally worked for them. I know adults have come to me saying that they're going to write their books and go back to
Mhm.
college and get their PhDs and accomplish their dreams and goals. And they're adults. Children have told me that they're going to start writing their books and start their YouTube channels. And it's just one thing that has definitely kept me going, knowing that I have decided to accomplish my dreams and goals, get those ideas, write them down, believe in myself, and go achieve them. And me doing that and making that decision has literally changed people's lives and encouraged them to do the same thing. So
Mhm.
I just feel like achieve is so important because you see where it's gotten me and it can get you so much further. So, like I said, all of those go hand in hand. And that's my four step process: think, write, believe, and achieve.
I love that process. And off of what you just said, of everyone who comes to you and talks to you about this process. What would you say, in your experience, is the biggest obstacle they come across going through this 4-step process?
I won't necessarily say that there's a biggest obstacle because everybody lives different lives, and
Yeah,
there's some what may be obstacles to some people may just be like little pebbles for some people. But one thing that I definitely say that you must like get out of your mind and like do is believe in yourself. Because like I said, everybody has different lives, and there are so many different things that are holding people down, so many different relationships and
mhm,
weights that people have to carry that they don't realize, or they do realize, they just don't necessarily want to let go of because their relationships, that's my life. You're telling me in order for me to fly, I have to let go of all this
yeah,
weight. That's my life. Like, what are you talking about? And that's what holds a lot of people down is that weight. And weight can be family, weight can be relationships, weight can be anything. But in order to fly, you must let go of that weight because it's holding down your wings and it's keeping you
yeah,
from soaring. So it's important to believe in yourself and that mental aspect, which is believe, that mental part, getting your mind on board with your body and getting your mind on board with your soul is very important. So I definitely say that that's one of the biggest ones that doesn't just take like something tangible and writing it down, but your mind is the biggest
yeah.
obstacle.
Definitely, I definitely agree, and it's it sounds easier than it actually is,
Yeah.
but it's a necessary evil that you have to go through,
Hmm.
and it's a sacrifice that you have to go through to be successful, and you can't get around it. Now we got
Exactly.
some questions from the audience, and also a couple from me that I kind of intermingled. But
Hmm.
first of all, is there kind of a wrong vision? Like, can there be a vision that's, I guess, incorrect?
No, I don't think that there can be a vision that's incorrect. Um, I don't know how to answer this question. I don't think so. Like, if it's a vision that you have a desire to accomplish, then you can go ahead and accomplish it. It may not agree with I honestly don't know. I don't think so because everything that I have a desire to accomplish, I'm gonna accomplish.
Yeah.
And anything that you have a desire to accomplish, you can do it too. You just must believe in yourself. So my answer to that question is going to be no. I don't think that there can be a wrong vision.
All right. Next question. This is from a actual audience member. Before a kid entrepreneur who doesn't want to do something long term, they just want to kind of make like a quick buck. Why should they keep paying attention to their vision?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question one more time?
Yep. So for a kid entrepreneur who just
Mhm,
wants to do something, make, I don't know, $100, they don't want to
mhm.
do something super big like starting a company or YouTube
Right,
channel. They just want to make some money, maybe get a
right.
part-time job. Why do they need to pay attention to their vision?
Why do they need to pay attention to their vision? Okay, because I think it's important for anybody to pay attention to their vision, but especially you, because I don't want to make this sound negative in any way, but it sounds like you may be looking for an easy way out or the easy route. And you don't want to do that because then you'll get stuck taking the easy way instead of
Yeah,
going through the obstacles to getting the life that you truly want. And that's what a lot of people do. They try to take easy paths and easy turns and just try to go straight all the time when they don't realize you got to go right or left or right or
yeah,
diagonal. You can't just go straight all the time. You got to go through something in order to get something. You can't go through nothing and get everything.
yeah,
So, while yes, sometimes we need quick cash, like I'm babysitting this summer, you can like cut somebody's grass, or if you're trying to save up for something, you can always have short little jobs, but don't make that a habit. Like you want to accomplish your dreams and goals, and you want to be able to go through something to get something, if that makes sense.
definitely. And you can work as many part-time jobs or side jobs as you can, but if they're not, contributing to your vision, to your passion, to your purpose, you're really not going to get very far. Next
Exactly.
question kind of is a little bit away from our topic of discussion, but it's still a good question. From a kid who wants to be a motivational speaker, how do you build up the confidence required to speak in front of so many people?
Um, well, I think it's something that you truly have to be honest with yourself about because not everybody is built to be a motivational
Yeah.
speaker. Like I said, I have so many outlets when it comes to inspiring my audience, like singing and speaking and writing. I just have so many different things that I have a desire to do that I am fortunate and blessed to be able to do. But some people may only be good at singing, or some people may only be good at writing
Yeah.
and sharing their world through the internet. Some people may be good in person. So it's not just the desire that drives you in order to um, like speak, but you got to practice. If you want to be a speaker and you're not a speaker, then practice and you can be a speaker. But I would suggest that you do what you're good at. Now, if
Mhm.
you're good at speaking, I'm saying go for it. Like, I am
Yeah.
so good at having long conversation, and I'm sure you guys have picked up on that by this interview. But I am so good at talking. Like, my whole family, all of my friends
Yeah.
can tell you I am so good at talking, which is why I'm glad to be a motivational speaker and I can use my voice for a good reason other than asking for snacks and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
if you would like to be a motivational speaker, then make sure that you're good at talking. And if you're not good at talking, then get good at talking. Practice in the mirror. It took a lot, even though I am a good talker, it took a lot of practice for me to get to where I am. And
Yeah.
it's going to take a lot more practice for me in order to get better. So you must practice. Practice is very important. But use what's good for you. That's where that $1 million idea comes in. Getting creative with what you can already do and making that
Yeah.
like so much further beyond than what it already is. Like singing, you can do so many different things with singing. Playing sports, you can inspire through sports. There are just so many different things that you can do that you're actually good at. But if you are a good speaker and you want to be a speaker, then I suggest practice because that's what's helped for me.
Definitely, definitely agree. And I would also add in that if you're maybe not great at talking, maybe you're a bit shy, but
Hmm.
you really, really, really want to be a motivational speaker, like that's something that you've always wanted, I would say go for it. I
Yeah,
think that
absolutely.
there's nothing that can't be learned these days. Now, I think certain things maybe you could have an advantage, whether it's like in sports, physical trait or something like that. But if you really, really, really want to, I would always, and I think Reagan would agree, just go for it. There's nothing you
Yeah,
can't learn.
absolutely.
Next question. This is from a kid entrepreneur who wants to be an author. And he says, what's your opinion on writer's block and how to fight it?
Um, Honestly, like for me, I'm not sure because some like when I was writing my first book, like I said, keep in mind I'm 11. I'm sitting in the library. One thing that really gets me is like attention. My attention span, it's not short, but it's not long. Like when it comes to sitting down and writing at that time when I was 11 or 12 years old. And there was just at one point where I couldn't think of anything. And what I had to think of, I was like, okay, so what is my purpose? Why am I writing this? Why am I doing this? And I just began to like write. If the stuff didn't make sense, I was still writing because that's what I needed. That was the end resort.
Yeah.
So for writer's block, honestly, sometimes you need to take a break. It might mean that you're doing too much and your body is telling you, I'm blocking you for a reason. You need to take a
Yeah.
break. Um, but yeah, take a break. What else? You can do things to inspire you, like get mentors, watch other people, get inspired from other people's writing. Honestly, going for a walk, things can speak to you, like trees can speak to you, birds
Yeah.
can speak to you. Oh, that was a nice tune. I might write about that tune. Anything can speak to you.
Yeah.
So, honestly, it's what works for you, like breaks and just writing random stuff and take looking away from my computer worked for me. Having a day out, that's what worked for me. I can't say it'll work for everybody,
Yeah.
but you can try that. I hope it works for you.
I think that's a great idea, and something similar with burnout, right? You just take a break, right? You don't have to be working 24/7. As I mean, obviously, you put a lot of work in to be successful, but you're not going to get very far in hard work if that work isn't meaningful and you're not
Mhm.
fully in the moment. Our last question is from a listener all the way in the UK, and he asks, other than vision, what's your biggest key to success?
My biggest key to success is belief. Believing in yourself that you can do it. people don't understand how much their mind can talk them down. Like, it won't even be other people. Like, it won't even be family. It doesn't matter if like nobody in this world believes in you. What's keeping you is your mind.
Yep.
Like, your mind is so powerful. Like, let me say this. So, say for instance you're like sick and you have a cold or something. What could keep you sick is the fact that you keep
Yep.
telling yourself, I'm sick, I'm
Yep.
sick, I'm sick. My head hurts. Oh, I hope my head doesn't hurt. Oh, my back hurts after you just finished a dance class. And it may not hurt at that point.
Yep.
It's probably your mind. Like,
You're
people don't
telling yourself you're
understand how powerful your mind is. Mind is powerful for bringing you all the way down, for taking you all the way up, for causing you pain, for causing you joy, for causing you relaxation, for causing you chaos. Your mind is very important. And people
Yep.
don't realize that. People just think it's something random like a finger, and fingers are important too, or a tooth or an ear or something. It's not. Like, minds are important, and your belief goes hand in hand with your mind. So it's important that you believe in yourself because, like I said, at the end of the day, the only person that keeps you from accomplishing what you truly have desire to accomplish is you. So
Yep.
if there's anything else that's important than vision, is belief, and believing that you can do it. And you can. I believe in you. It's just up. Benjamin believes in you.
I
It's
believe
just
in
up
you.
to you now to believe in yourself.
And the mind is kind of like that. I don't know if this is the right word, but double edged sword, right? Like, it helps
Mhm.
you. You are nothing without your mind, but it also, kind of holds you back sometimes. And
Yeah, absolutely.
just becoming successful is managing that kind of seesaw of utilizing your mind without it holding you back, right? Like, only taking the good parts and finding ways to manage the quote unquote bad parts. Thank you so much for
Right.
coming on the show today, Reagan.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me. This was a wonderful conversation.
I agree. All right. Thank you, Reagan.
Thank you.